Okay. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to live readings. Mayday, Mayday. Mayday's coming up. So we're going to have live readings, live paid readings. So if anybody wants to, come on. Let's delve into your elusive psychic innards. Innards. Inner state, outer state. In between the inner and the outer. What do we have? What do we have? What do we have? Welcome and coffee's up. Today, today was an interesting day. It was a day of outpour. It was a day of planning. It was a day of don't think too hard. Think about manifesting. You'd be surprised, I think, that you have to manifest a reality for the reality to become actuality. How's that one? Well, people, if you think negatively, then you will get negativity. If you think positively, then you'll get positivity. Within reason, of course, on both extremes, of both the seesaw of life, the pluses and minuses. It's just like if you wanted to think about eating chocolate. Then if you eat too much chocolate, you get sick. If you want to have somebody say yes, 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 too much yes, yes, yes becomes yuck too. Becomes like, oh no, shut up. The same thing with no. The power of no. No should be a guidance, yes should be acquisition. What kind of job or what kind of career are you looking for? What kind of lover are you looking for? Do you want a lover who is considerate? Do you want a lover who is a real lover? Lover of life, lover of self, lover of you? You want a healthy lover. Do you want a great job? A great job. Do you want to make money? You just don't want to be there punching in a card, being treated like, chickens. Chickens in a slaughterhouse. No. I mean, some jobs they say, oh, you gotta, blah, the right attitude, or some jobs you just have people sometimes in the workforce that just exist just to go like this. I mean, they get pleasure out of that. That's not the place for you to be. And then some jobs, you have to bring home at night and finish it on your own time. Some jobs you never get away from. You feel like you're defined by that job. And then one day you find out that, that job doesn't exist. And then does that mean that you don't exist? It's such a balance you have to have. It's such a balance. So anybody who would like to come in. Don't be afraid. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. And you think that, oh, this is not a trap. This is not a pit stop. This is an exploration, a psychic exploration. There you go. What is psychic? What is psychic? Intuitive psychic. Oh, yes, we do exist in that manner. We exist psychically and intuitively. Of course we do. Do you think that we just read a script and just go blah, 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 blah? No, not at all. There's much more subtlety to life, to living, to the breath of life. The same thing with a job. You just can't, go in there and answer a job and go, oh, now I got a job. But then you got to think about all the people involved, the duties involved, and then is this the job for you? The same thing with a lover. You meet somebody and you like each other physically, and then you start exploring each other. I like you enough to talk to you. I like you enough to talk back to you. And then you start laughing and smiling, and then you start exploring the mental capacities of each other. Like, what if you love somebody, but they were stupid? I mean, they just didn't have the breath to keep you interested. What do? I mean, the person looks good, either male or female, looks good, and they dress well, and they make you laugh. I mean, they make you smile. But then again, they only can talk about 2 or 3 things. I mean, and you have like dozens of things that you like to converse with. All these things, I mean, it's so complicated. It's the same thing about having a job, but doing the same routine over and over and over and over again until you could like sleepwalk it like a zombie. Both sides of relationships, career and love, if they do not give you what you need, the latitude and longitude of what you require, and if you don't give the person the latitude and longitude, the distance, the distance. I mean, of course, two people can get together and you can grow. You can grow in different ways. You can grow. The compatibility can be grown. Just like a job, a career can be grown. You can grow. Like if you were like, let's say a gardener, a gardener. You can start off with flowers, then you can get vegetables, then you can like it, so forth and so on. You can try different things and just be enthralled with the nature of life, green life. So let's see now. I have a question somebody asked me to do. What is the money like for me this week? Will I get money this week? Will I get a career move this week? My career has been moving slowly and I've been having a lot of dead ends. I've been out there. I did what I had to do to get some money, but then again, they were like too abusive, too abusive. And there's lots of people that are like striking in new territories. They want to get out of the cities. They want to get into the towns and the countries. They want a different lifestyle. Does that mean if you leave the city and your corporate job, but you have to work as a cashier in a dollar store if you don't have your own business? What does it mean? What does it mean? What does it mean? Do you have to like mow lawn? But maybe if you wanted to have a lawn mowing business, I mean, what are the steps one takes? What if you wanted to be a clothing designer and you don't want to have to go to like Chicago, LA to sell your stuff, to have a showroom in those cities? I mean, obviously a lot of people are thinking that way, are thinking this way, because look at all the retail space that are empty in these urban areas. And then you come to a town, smaller city, a village, and then you have politics involved with that too. And let's say you're a city person coming to the country. In a matter of weeks that you're never going to be able to like fit right in on either side. I mean, country's country, city's city. However, when the cities are so violent in the U.S. anyway, I'm sure elsewhere too, other Western cities, that you have to, it's almost like a salad. It was almost like you have to expect that. Yes, I don't expect these people to like me right away, or like, I mean, country people think city people should be exploited in the fact that they have like more money or more funds, or they have something. They're not, I mean, they haven't known them since they were like 2 feet tall. And the city people come and think, oh God, these people they can't talk about anything, and they can feel. So I mean, there's isolation on both sides but the overall thing is making a community, correct? Making a community, and that's what we have to remember. Like we're making new communities when we move around from the city to the country. Not that many people are coming from the country to the city these days because of the times. It's iffy. It's iffy. Iffy, iffy. Not everybody wants to run to the city. What? For what? Everything is more expensive, more dangerous, looser. I mean, where is the, and then too out in the country, where is the, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? So, again, can you make your career come to you? Yes, you can. I mean, this remote work, remote. Well, let's see now. Remote work. Can people, okay, yeah, okay, so let's take several questions. Now, is there money coming this week? Is there money coming? Is there money to be made moving from the city to the country and working not and working? I mean, are there people that want to spring up new communities? These are like several questions. Are there people looking, and we're going to just see, are there people looking to spring up new communities from city to country? Something like that. All right. Now let's see. Now we have the devil. So that could be some craftiness. Some craftiness on both sides. It could be these country people taking advantage of the city people, thinking that they don't know how to do X, Y, and Z in terms of, let's say, trades, plumbing, construction, stuff like that. We can say that. And again, the city people wanting to exploit, like they're buying something over top dollar, and they're driving up the price of housing, the goods for the people who've lived there forever. So there's a little bit of like, there is that there is that element. And then of course we have the Six of Cups, which is the shop around and seeing what's there. Could be what kind of community are we going to be building? And then we have the hassles of the community. The hassles. Let's examine that, like heartbreak. We have the heartbreak card. Let's examine, that could be the feuding. That could be the communities are built on a whole lot of angst. Could be. And let's see, what are the angst? All right, here we have the Magician and we have the Four of Swords. It could be the basis of, it takes time for something to happen. The timing could be like a bit distressful, a bit stressful. Timing and the timing for the things to work. All right, let's see, building communities from the city to the country. We have the look around and seeing what's what. Now we'll pick up two cards and we'll see. We'll take two cards. We have the Poor card and we have the Knight of Cups. Well, we can have the selection isn't that great. The selection is not that great. And again, we could have people not being able to move it. So we can have, again, the divisions between the city and the country people are like in check. They're like opposite. Or they're just like the city and the country people cannot. New communities must evolve past that point of being able to not feel inferior because somebody comes from the city or somebody comes from the country. Not to feel those kind of like separation walls. All right, we'll take two more. We'll see where this devil is at. What kind of devil is this? We have the Lovers. And we have the Hierophant. Well, this devil, this uncanny unpredictability, has a basis of the need for a community, the need for new communities. I would say the Lovers in this case represent the need for new communities, and the Hierophant as well. Putting together new people together under new situations. So, I would say we have to scale back our expectations about getting along just like that, and we have to swallow our insecurities to get a flowing society. And we have to understand that tempers are short. People have these things. People have these things going and coming. New communities are possible. They are necessary. And let's, so we know that it's not easy to make new communities. All right. So the person that asked, new communities it will take a bit of effort, but it is indeed plant the seed. It's necessary, and ease up thinking the other side is trying to like get over on the other side. I mean, it's not necessary to think that somebody, the unknown, is going to be the risky factor. It's unnecessary. Unnecessary. All right, now let's see. Then we already dived into that part. Now, new communities are indeed necessary. All right. I mean, if the cities are draining of their people, the cities are becoming increasingly undesirable. That doesn't mean that any piece of the country is more desirable. Less city, less urban is more desirable. It just means a change is undergoing, a change. And we can't be flipped out because we have a change. Change does not mean that any type of action, it doesn't mean that we rip each other off, or we what? Or it's a lot more give and take with change. And that's the thing that's missing right now in Western societies. It's the getting over. We're having a lot of people that are not familiar with certain things put together. And we're trying to wonder about how the viability of different people's being together. What does that do? What does that do? Different communities. What does that do with different communities? I mean, somebody can be together from one part of the world, another part down the street, somebody in another part of the world. Now, these cities are coming to your town. These city people are coming to your town. These village people are coming to your town. What do? Do you make them feel welcome? How do you feel about having people that speak a different language? You don't understand what they're saying, but you can tell a vibration of somebody, of someone caring or uncaring, or you can tell the flip of the head, the gait of the walk. All those things are indicative. There's an excitement in the air because there is so much transmigration going on. Transmigration. That's a word we should use. The fact of the matter is, who wants to live in the city anymore? I mean, if you wish to become certain people, they come from different places and they want to live in the city and they want to buy a building and they want to charge lots of rents and they want to I'm going to be a landlord. All right. That happens. And that's an occupation. But is the city very desirable right now? Are cities desirable places to be? And how long is it going to take these country places? How long is it going to take these country places to liven up? How long is it going to take these country places to Maybe they only have like a seasonal place, for the summer. They're dead all around the year, but only for the summer they're like alive. What does that do? What is that? What kind of town is that? What if a town is nothing but a bunch of hotels? What if a town is like dead? There's nothing happening altogether. I mean, you have to travel to go to the nearest post office, the nearest supermarket. There are places like that. I mean, what is the new way of living? You can also live by like living in the country and going, taking a bus for like 4 hours a day, 6 hours a day, whatever. You can do that too. Up and down the highway, up and down the highway. That's a way of life too. And you have to think about it. Now, May Day readings. May Day is the workers' day. So let's get back to the career. Now, how does one survive in the country? Well, as I said, you can go and get yourself a local job. However, once you get yourself a local job, you're going to be dealing with local people. If you're not local, that could be like a little uncomfortable for the beginning. I mean, it's an excellent way to dive in, but then again, let's say that there are no businesses in the area that you regroup to. There are no offices. The business is limited. What is the business? The business is supermarket, post office, and picking up garbage, right? That's the business. Then you're in a stickler. Most towns are that way. What do they have? Now, as more businesses, different variety, move out of the city, they're going to go to areas. And that it will be welcomed because, the city sucks. Cities suck right now. Are the cities ever going to become like centers of culture, centers of enterprise? It's too expensive. It's too expensive, and right now with the political scene, nah, I can't see it. Can you see the city really becoming a vibrant center of like, oh, I'm going to go to the museum, but then you go to a museum, you have to spend like $30 to get in, and there's parking, and what else is there? There's a whole bunch of stuff. I mean, it's like, is it something that you could like just look online and have the experience? You can go for a virtual tour. Of course, there's nothing like seeing culture, in the three, physical forms. However, when you have like you go to a concert, you can be like, there could be a bomb threat, there could be like a mob scene. I mean, there's so many ifs. There's so many ifs these days. There's so many ifs, and you wonder, is it really worth it for me? Plus traffic, plus expense, plus tolls, plus gas. Gas is between the United States between like $8 to $4.50 a gallon. So it becomes like an expense for an unsure event. And that could be thrilling. That could be excitement. But is it the kind of excitement? It's excitement you can't control. You can't control. Your control factor is different. And so you have to wonder, is like going to the concert, is that like such a viable thing to do anymore? Going to a museum, is that such a viable thing? You can go to a museum and then you can have some clowns come in and throw paint or act out in front of you. You don't know. You don't know. And then there's like, they charging fees for this, fees for that. So it's like, it's a very I mean, less and less people go to the cities. Therefore, everything becomes more expensive because these places need to keep up the utilities. They need to keep up the taxes. Blah blah blah. So I mean, it's like we are reaching a leveling off of urban life. I mean, there's always diehards, but Who wants to live in the city? Oh, my career says so. Yeah, right now there's certain things, but it's just so expensive to come to the cities. Chicago is expensive, LA, and then of course it's dangerous. It's like, and then they have like so many weird types of crime going on, of which they thoroughly publicize. This is happening. Let's see now the fate of the cities. We don't have to do the fate of the cities because it's not. I can't see it going up. Now let's see now. Somebody has any questions? Any questions about will I make money? Will I find love? Well, I'm going to take a break. If anybody has a question, don't hesitate. Write your question. Write the question. Write the question here. All right? And we'll see.